Someone's playing a game with us. This is White, conservatory with the rope.
Holy crap.
It's Clue.
The episode of Clue SI was largely inspired by two of our new writers on staff this season, partners of Stephen Lillian and Brian Winbrandt. They're two incredibly talented writers who came to the table on their first day with a pitch about the famous board game Clue, and what if we crafted a mystery that forced our characters to play a version of Clue the way all of us have done many times over the years. It immediately struck all of us as a great and colorful way into telling a new mystery.
6 suspects, 9 rooms, 6 murder weapons, 324 possibilities to deduce the killer.
We're both big fans of the game, played it growing up, and we were huge fans of the movie. And so when we came up with the idea, it was important for us to find a different way in than the standard murder mystery night. And so we really wanted to put a twist on the game, and that's when we started thinking about, okay, what if Scarlett was killed in Hell's Kitchen instead of just the kitchen, which made it really unique to New York as well.
The show has those episodes that are really big, high-concept episodes, and just those images of Clue and the cards and the and the idea
murder weapons.
Yeah, the murder weapons and the locations. It just felt like it lended itself to the show, and in a really high-concept, like fun-driven way. Yeah, it's still dark and cool, and feel New York.
Clue has this very fancy box. It's three-dimensional. You get to look down, you see the room, it's covered with a piece of glass, and you can move your characters on it. And I wanted to make Clue three-dimensional. You want to try to almost set up the cards that we always remember playing with. The clue cards and the clues and all those things, which is really what CSI is anyway. It's a bunch of clues leading us to the killer and the place. Today we are shooting Miss White in the conservatory with the rope. Action, take pictures, action. We are at the Wilshire Ebell Theater. This is supposed to be the conservatory theater that would be in New York City somewhere. It's really a wonderful theater, and it really gives us a feeling of old New York, of good New York theaters.
We had decided we wanted to do something with the ballet to kind of open the show and make it feel like it's not even the world of Clue, but yet you're in the conservatory of music or dance. Girl's hung by a rope and her last name's White, so there we thought, oh, well, that's perfect. That's how we kind of stumbled upon those 3 elements for this movie.
Yeah, we also didn't want to start off with being too recognizable right off the bat, because we wanted to hold the reveal to the end of the second act that it is Clue, and then when you pieced it together, it would make sense for the audience.
Body's on a green, killed with a candlestick.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out. What's the location?
We're at the Pier 25 mini golf course.
Scene we're about to shoot, our team finds 3rd victim in this Clue game that our killer's playing, and they found on the green in front of the ballroom, and he was killed with a candlestick, which fits into our Clue episode. We just wanted to twist the game and not play it so straightforward, so when we were sitting down with it, we thought, what are some New York locations that can fit these things? And kitchen, obviously Hell's Kitchen worked perfectly. And then the ballroom was actually a little tricky, and when we knew we were doing golf, we just thought, ballroom made sense, and we didn't want to be so spot on with the names matching equally, so we thought if Mr. Green could be laid out in green instead of be called,
His name's
John
not
Green.
Yeah.
So.
We'd used the rope, we'd used the revolver, and to us, one of the top 3 murder weapons in the game of Clue is the candlestick, so we knew we always wanted to do a candlestick, and then we liked the idea of the imagery of it being on the green, and so it all just sort of worked out together.
How do you fake New York? That is really hard. When I'm in LA faking New York, I'm doing long lens, keep it here, don't see too much background. Here in New York, I can be wide. It's such a glorious city to shoot. You've got the Freedom Tower, you've got New Jersey, you've got everything else. Of course, down certain places, you can be in Long Beach. But this is New York, so we want to shoot in New York.
Mac, Joe, you guys need to check this out. White with the rope in the conservatory, Scarlet with the revolver in the kitchen, and Green with the candlestick in the ballroom.
There's a knife in the library, but no token.
He's going after Plum.
There was an interesting array of weapons introduced in the original board game of Clue and still used to this day. So we did our best to be faithful to those as we included them in our various crime scene investigations throughout the episode. And our props department was incredible about recreating a special period gun and a knife and the candlestick. All of those iconic elements of the game were masterfully rendered by our props department, Lenny Hancock and his crew, really helping us be true again to the spirit of the game, but elevate it a little bit for television.
On this particular case, they told me really early, hey, it looks like we're gonna do a Clue episode. My first question was, can I use the game? When we started, we didn't actually know what era of Clue we wanted to use, so I tracked down all the various Clue games from different years, and these are the three we ended up using for the show. Our killer, he had some money and was really into the game, so he had the nice, fantastic, giant Clue game. In our doctor's office, she had an old Clue game that she'd had for many years, so we found an older one that they liked the box on. And then in our CSI lab, when we were going back and trying to figure out what the clues of the game were, we used the Clue game that's probably one of the most modern. Really wanted to use that for the CSI office, because that's the one that the writers used when they wrote the episode. So they felt real comfortable using those pieces, and it kind of made them feel much more connected to that piece. I wanted to make the actual killing props look just like the game pieces. So the candlestick, we took the miniature candlestick that you can barely see and made ourselves a silver one. And then, since the guy got hit, we made a rubber one so we can actually hit the guy with. The gun, which is real specific, needed to match, which is a pepper box. You see the miniature piece, and this is actually a rubber of a real gun. In every episode of CSI, I've made something crazy or different that you've never seen before or that doesn't exist. We were fortunate because we actually got the rights to use the real Clue stuff, the real Clue game, so that meant I can use all the real likenesses and not have to worry about any legal issues.
Fortunately, we enjoyed the complete enthusiasm and cooperation of Hasbro. They were incredibly helpful through every step of the process, and it was a really enjoyable partnership for all of us.
Mac Taylor in the lounge with the Glock.
You just couldn't help yourself, could you?
I think CSI New York is a natural for this because it is something that's always about clues. It's always our characters trying to find clues and put pieces together. They do that all the time. So this is a perfect CSI New York episode.
CSI franchise is a whodunit, right? That's the principle of the show, and Clue is the ultimate whodunit, so it felt like a really great marriage.
Our goal was to make sure that this episode was as exciting as being able to open that whodunit envelope at the end of a game of Clue and finding out that it was Professor Plum in the library with the knife. And we wanted to cultivate that same form of triumph for our audience when they discover who our killer is in the end.